Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I am your host, Derek Schomer, and this week, Education Week. This is the week where I was away last weekend. We didn't do our taping on Friday night like we normally do. We will this Friday at 7:30 Eastern on Friday. But live.everydaydrinkers.com. We went away this weekend, so we went up to Doug's place up north, his family's place, with Ian, and had a good time up there. Went to Fun Spot. For those who are into King of Kong, if you've seen that movie, you've probably seen Fun Spots where the Donkey Kong system was. I played some Donkey Kong. So I did a little thinking ahead and planned out an educational kind of series of videos. I brought Curtis in. I've got 3 videos this week. We're going to do one. The first is going to be on how to taste a spirit, which we're going to do today. We're going to taste a spirit. Tomorrow you're going to see how to go about the best way of doing a tasting for either fun, for a taste-off with friends, however you want to, any reasons you may want to do that. We also have a video on, let's see, what was the next one after that? How to get into the alcohol industry to do things like Curtis does. And these are all questions we get a lot, like how do I get a job as a brand manager or a brand ambassador? What do I need to do that? We have another video on answering the questions, will bar schools help you get a job? And then in between there, I wanted to do some tastings, kind of knock out a few things I needed to do. So today is the tasting. This is Grand Teton Vodka. Boom. 2003 double gold. San Francisco Spirits Competition. It seems like a lot of people have these, so I don't really value the San Francisco Spirit Competition as much as I guess some people would. Hey, check it out. I got a caterpillar here. Come here, caterpillar. Whatever. So I basically judge my spirits really on my palate, because even me, for instance, may find this to be awesome. This is a Grand Teton Potato Vodka. Whoosh. Other people may hate the taste of potato vodka. That would not make it as good, right? I know Doug is not a fan of potato vodka, so for him, might not be the right suggested vodka. But I, on the other hand, have not found a potato vodka I dislike. So that's that. Basically, the end result is taste it yourself. Don't just rely on awards. And that means tasting all the shelves from low to high end. This is a Grand Teton is, from what I read, I looked online, I found the company website. I've also found a local news broadcast from Driggs, I think it is, in Idaho, where this is produced, and it's like a 3-person show. So that's pretty cool. I like the small distilleries because I like the story. When I hear a story, I like it to be more legit. Like, not a story about, wow, this rum came from some hidden island in a treasure box someplace, but a story about the individuals that created the brand and, you know, how hard they're working, because we create our own brands too. So that's the part I like. Okay, so this is 100% potato vodka from Idaho Potatoes, all of them. It also says water drawn from the Snake River watershed of Teton Mountain Range. It's definitely it's got a different aroma to it than a standard vodka. A lot of the standard vodkas you may see, this is pot distilled. It's got filtered with charcoal and garnet crystal and whatever all that stuff means. But a lot of them are very neutral, and you usually smell the heat, like the ethanol first. This, I get more of a earth tone, a dark kind of earthiness to it. There's definitely a finish of ethanol, but when you'll see from some of the videos we do at room temperature with this glass, you're probably going to get a little bit of extra alcohol. You'll see that video probably tomorrow. I guess it kind of smells a little bit. I don't know if it smells like potatoes, but it definitely has like if you smell the husk of a potato. I don't know if it's a husk, but the brown skin of a potato, or anything in that area, like around the root area, like that earthy, dark. I don't know. I classify it as dark flavor, but I don't really know what I go with earth tones. Spit. I haven't had anything to drink in the alcohol realm, so I want to get my palate kind of used to the effects of a little bit of alcohol heat. There's probably some other notes here. $18 to $25 is what I found it for online. Launched in August 2012. If you want to know where to buy, you could go to their website. It's tetonvodka.com. There's a where to buy link. I looked at it. Oh, it has the Google map with all the pins, and tons of pins in Idaho, a few in the Connecticut, New York region, and around the West Coast more than around here. You could probably buy it online if you're an East Coaster like myself, but it's definitely still, you know, we're talking 7 states or so by 2013, so it's got a ways to go, but it's a small firm. So it's not going to have major coverage that quickly. That, and they bottle these things themselves and all that, so that takes a while. So, warm, very smooth, very nice finish. The overall flavor profile is very much the aromas that you get. So that same scent, that dark potato root, maybe even a little barley, maybe something, is definitely in there. No real spices, not really hot from a peppery perspective, like a lot of the tequilas I like. I think that the distillate of potato has a distinct flavor property, and it should. Every distillate should have its own flavor property, otherwise it wouldn't be as fun. But potato definitely has like a distinction to it. And unlike corn, for instance, I find corn to be very neutral, very clean, very little heritage to it. The potato definitely has that flavor. It's a vodka, but it tastes like a spirit. It tastes like it is born from something, not just used specifically because you need vodka in a drink. It may even impact the flavor of the vodka, the flavor of the cocktail you use. From an aroma standpoint, definitely, and from a flavor standpoint. When you hear neutral-based spirit for vodka, it's a misnomer. It's a spirit that doesn't have a lot of herbs and spices added to it, but its distillate does bring flavor through those oils and the conjugars. They're all there. There's definitely something going on in this clear spirit. I'm gonna go with earthy. Definitely a like rooty, earthy flavor. A little bit of maybe a soil, a little bit of green, like a vegetal flavor. The body is medium to high, like very. The viscosity is good, which is always nice in a vodka. And the finish is clean. The alcohol is there. This is at room temperature. There is definitely alcohol more in the back of the tongue and a little bit on the tip. But at the end, it finishes kind of quick. I'd say within 15 seconds, the alcohol is pretty much gone. You do still have some tongue numbing, but that flavor, the flavor of the vodka, is still lingering. 30 seconds in, you still have that vodka linger, which is kind of neat. So I would say this would probably work really well. It will work in any cocktail. But if you're making a cocktail that you want to reflect the vodka, a vodka tonic, something with a high base of vodka, and maybe even an elderflower or a cherry or something, or like a dark cherry or a rich texture in that direction. I wouldn't go as far sweet. I would think this would pair well with more savory drinks. Savory drinks with vodka in them. But also on ice by itself would be good. Not my style. I don't roll with both savory drinks very much, and I don't roll with straight on vodka. It doesn't excite me that much. The flavors within here are definitely defined, striking, and something that they can generally call their own. This is the Teton flavor, but it doesn't excite me personally to sit down and drink vodka. That's just not what I do. I'm a bourbon tequila type of guy. But everybody's different, so if you enjoy a vodka, definitely check it out. Here's what the bottle looks like. It's got a picture of a mountain on it. It's got a story in the back, which is always nice. And it just says 100% neutral spirit distilled from potatoes. Done. Grand Teton Vodka Incorporated. Oh yeah, Driggs, Idaho. So there you go. If you're looking for a new vodka to play around with, and I urge you guys, try new things. Even if vodka is neutral, every time you go to the store to buy vodka for something, if you watch our show and you're encouraged by what we do and you're inspired by it, buy a different vodka. Don't buy a $2 vodka or a $7 vodka. Let's start at like the $15, $18, $20 range and work your way through those ranges. You don't need to go 60. You don't even need to go 35 or 30. Stay in the anywhere from like $18 to $25, $26, and always buy a different brand. And taste them all. You know what? Take it another step. Here you go. This is what you want to do. You have vodka. First thing you do when you buy your vodka, you should pour it into like a bitters bottle, one of those little blue medicine bottles with a dropper cap on it. Add in there 50 ml, maybe 100 ml, you know, whatever, or fill the whole thing, whatever. Leave a little in there. Label it Grand Teton Vodka, Tito's Vodka, Absolute Vodka, all the way through the line, and keep those sampler sets, right? It's a perfect way to go through later and really test what you've had. You have each of those, you buy them, you're going to go through them quick because otherwise you wouldn't be buying so many. And as you go through them, you keep your sampler out of the light, hidden someplace, build up a big repertoire of what the hell is that? Of vodka, different variable types of vodka. And then in about however long, when you get 5 of them, go through and do a tasting. Just sit down and taste each one of them. Figure out what you really like. Maybe blind taste those too. Give yourself the opportunity to stash a little away for a educational period, very similar to this week's educational cocktails. That's it. We are done. So remember, lots of stuff we're going to teach you this week. It's going to be anywhere from 9 to 15 minutes in length. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Not a lot of cocktails. It's going to be tastings and learning. We'll get back to cocktails next week with Doug, the week after with Doug and Ian. That is my plan. Talk to you guys later. We're teaching you how to drink. Oh, question of the day. How often do you switch your brands of spirit? No, how often do you switch your brands of anything? Pasta, sauces, I kind of killed myself with it. I guess maybe brands of lemons or origins of lemons and limes and starfruit. I don't know. How often do you change your brands? Let us know. Now we're done. We're teaching you how to drink.